Well, that was intro to Demon's Souls. This is the remake. So because of weird happenstance, I managed to get myself PS5. So let's just, and I thought that this classic game, originally a classic and also, well, they launched, I would say, was it a launch title or not? Hard to say, PS5s are quite rare still. So very little of exclusive games, but it's time to go through this game that I know from PS3 era. So let's just go. New game. Logs the server. Body type A. So it's time to make the character. And there she is. Jenna of Royalty.
King Alant the 12th, by channeling the power of souls, brought unprecedented prosperity to his northern kingdom of Boletaria. That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land. Boletaria was cut off from the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned. But Valifax of the Royal Twin Fangs broke free from the fog and told the world of Boletaria's plight. That the old King Alant had roused the Old One, the great beast below the NEXUS, from its eternal slumber, and that a colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls lose also their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns. Valifax also spoke of the enticing power of the demon souls. Each time a demon claims a human soul, the demon's own soul is invigorated by the life force, and the power of a mature demon soul is beyond human imagination. The legend spread quickly. Mighty warriors lured by the possibilities braved the fissure to breach the accursed land, but none have returned. Bjor of the Twin Fangs, Yurt the Silent Chief, Saint Urbane, Skirva the Wanderer, the Sixth Saint Astraea with her night Garl Vinland, and Sage Frake the Visionary. The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's borders. Humankind faces a slow and steady extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope. A lone warrior who has braved the baneful fog. Oh, has the land found its savior? Or have the demons found a new slave?
Brave soul who fears not death. I shall guide you to the fissure. So that you may lull the Old One back to slumber.
And here she is. Jenna The Herald, class Royalty, because, well, that's what it is. And the game looks good. Original looked good. Remake looks better. Of course, expected. And this was the From Software's, well, first big success. And And that was the first enemy, just some basic Dreg soldier or whatever. I don't remember their names. And the game also shows, well, the gameplay runs very much like you would expect. And there was some exposition about how things are going. For some reason, Jenna The Herald has decided to brave Boletaria. And now we're at the gates, and she's alive. Yeah. Well, the enemies around here aren't particularly, you could say, intelligent or dangerous or smart. And when Demon Souls came out, and now in this one's the name of the game is Demon, what do you say, possessive mark and S, meaning that it's something one demon soul or demon's souls, meaning that they're just souls taken from one demon. While the original one had demons written in plural, and then there was the possessive sign indicating that it's souls of many demons. Which well, whatever is the spelling, I like the original spelling, or that spelling which I said to be original, to be better. Well, I'm getting some of the basic items and trinkets of the game. Meaning healing grasses, all that kind of stuff. And this game also has a unique mechanic that the later Souls games wouldn't have, which is to say vaulting over the obstacles. It ain't used much, but it is very unique. This remake is, you could say, a remake because it doesn't seem to... Well, it does add very little, and seeing the level of damage I took, the game is quite difficult. So can I, let's see. Let's arm the left hand with the catalyst. Because I picked the royalty class because royalty is extremely it is powerful class. Ah damn, I should have taken take the little item I saw over there, but taking through the archstone which let me travel, I have gotten further in Boletaria. Now I'm facing not just slave soldiers, but I would say instead of just slaves with some sort of vague arms, now I'm facing real soldiers. And the place is quite unfriendly. But then again, I am an intruder in this strange land. So the reception being that unfriendly is not completely out of or unexpected reaction, but still it would be something like a polite to say something, things like now I used magic, which took down that very scary looking guy with just 2 hits. And additionally, when I now look at the rings, one of them is was an item gift which lets me get more items, and the other one not taking any risks. That's the quite good policy in in Souls games in general, and of course now it's gotten into a completely own genre of Soulsborne. I would not. It's a quite clunky name. I would prefer the. Well, it doesn't have completely you could say unique name yet, because well, if I remember right, Doom, the original one, came out something like 1993, about 30 years ago, and there were games making use of the Doom engine or having just similar gameplay were known for a few years, something like until Half-Life came along, which is to say, yeah, something like a few years. Later 90s, you could say that Doom came out at mid 90s, was the game which made what is now known as first-person shooters came out a bit later, few years later. Well, it wasn't Quake. Quake was, well, it was a technical leap, but as game, Quake is quite weak. So yeah, basic Soulsborne mechanics: stamina, health bar, item, all kinds of things which are very familiar if you have played Souls games before. And you can run, but there's no way to jump. The Herald cannot jump. And of course, and Herald can't jump because this game faithfully keeps all the game mechanics of the original game, including those all kinds of interesting glitches and exploits. Well, I think they might have closed the worst exploits that you could use, but still it keeps all the basically dumb AI and all that. They get level layout, all that they basically added just well, I know they have added armor sets and all that. But yep, the Vanguard. And I say one thing. He looked bad originally. He looks worse now. Originally, killing him wasn't easy, but I guess I went into panic. Any case, no biggie.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not quit the Nexus, but the 5 archstones will guide thee to the outer lands.
Yep, that's grim. I'm dead. And I'm stuck in Nexus. Yep. Nexial binding. The thing that says that Well, here I am, stuck in here. So there's one grim-looking guy. Let's have a chat.
I'm Stockpile Thomas. When the scourge came, I didn't know what hit me. When I came to, I found myself here in this nexus. My wife and daughter fell victim to the demons. But I would be worthless in battle. At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
So he's the guy who gave us, well, he's the item keeper. You give stuff to him that you don't want to carry. And there's the guy,
You new here?
the
Are you
blacksmith.
here for my services? The name's Baldwin. I'm just an ordinary blacksmith. It's simple. Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons, or forge the ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, eh?
Yep, the blacksmith
Interesting.
gives you stuff.
I can tell you're not going to last long here.
And there's one guy who looks very sad.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Hunting for demons? Try one of the archstones. Now go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Boletaria?
Well, game now gives a quite clear hint that here you are, this is where you're gonna go. And only one of the archstones is active. And one of them has been broken. And it was broken already in the original one as well. So there's just one direction to go, which might happen next time actually. I think I'll have to do some tinkering first and maybe try to get myself here to show what happens if you manage to defeat the Vanguard. This might be the end. Or maybe not if I succeed. I just noticed that the tried and true method of quitting, saving, and then going back, reloading your previous save from cloud if something bad happened and it's something that you can't recover from, doesn't really work. The game doesn't save your progress during the intro tutorial stage, and Vanguard for some reason felt much more difficult than he was, so this ends the first episode. See you next time.